What if humans could digest plastic? A bird's eye view of a pristine white sand beach with turquoise waves crashing into it. A lone seagull sits on top of a driftwood fence post, gazing out at the ocean. Let's imagine a world where plastic pollution doesn't exist. The oceans are clean, the cities are spotless, and humans have a superpower. We can eat plastic and digest it like it's no big deal. No more plastic waste, no more landfills, and no more pollution. But how would this actually work? Well, if we could just get rid of all the plastic that's already out there, the world would be a much cleaner place. And if we could somehow make the plastic inside our bodies disappear, then we would truly have superpowers. Sadly, this is just a dream. A beautiful, unrealistic dream. So for now, we should just appreciate the small things in life, like a clean beach or a plastic bottle that we didn't have to litter. Our stomachs contain powerful acids and enzymes. They can break down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, but plastics are built from very strong chemical chains. This structure makes them nearly impossible for our digestive system to break apart. That is why if someone eats plastic today, it only harms the body. Animation of stomachs showing acids, graphics of enzymes breaking food molecules. Show plastic piece not breaking down. You might be thinking, hey, that's pretty cool. Can I eat this? Well, no. Plastic is harmful for humans. The chemicals in the plastic, they can cause cancer, disrupt hormones, and even affect your fertility. There are also microplastics, which are tiny particles of plastic that come off the larger pieces. These can easily get into our water and food systems, and they're extremely hard to get rid of. Once inside the body, they can accumulate and cause all sorts of problems. So remember, plastic is harmful for humans. Reduce, reuse, and recycle to protect yourself and the planet. You know, plastic is a synthetic material made from oil. It's light, it's cheap, it's durable, which is why it's everywhere. Bottles, bags, toys, even in our clothes. The problem is plastic doesn't break down naturally. It can take hundreds or even thousands of years to disappear. As a result, our oceans are full of plastic waste, animals are dying, and we are unknowingly eating microplastics every single day. I'm on a mission to change that. I've been working on a new invention that will allow us to recycle plastic faster and more efficiently than ever before. It's a machine that uses enzymes to break down plastic at a molecular level. Just imagine a world where plastic bottles are no longer polluting our oceans and landfills, where we can make new things out of recycled plastic, where animals and humans alike can live healthier lives. This isn't science fiction, it's science scary. And it's happening right now. I'm so excited to share this journey with you. Join me and let's clean up the world together. Now imagine this. What if one day humans evolved, or through genetic engineering, gained a special enzyme that could break plastic down? Or what if scientists introduced plastic-eating bacteria directly into our stomachs? If that happened, our entire world would change. This is a futuristic DNA helix animation. Scientists in a lab experimenting with bacteria that could break down plastic waste. A person eating plastic, their stomach breaking it down and turning it into energy. And this is what our world would look like if we had evolved to eat plastic. No more pollution, no more landfills, no more plastic bags floating in the ocean. It's a clean, sustainable future. But how do we get there? Well, through the power of evolution, the same force that has shaped all life on Earth for billions of years. We can also learn from nature by studying extremophiles, organisms that thrive in extreme environments. Some bacteria, for example, can survive in boiling hot springs because they have enzymes that don't break down at high temperatures. If we could just copy and paste those genes into other organisms, we could create life forms that are better suited to survive in extreme environments. Wouldn't it be awesome if humans could digest plastic? If we could break down and eat plastic, then we could reduce pollution dramatically. We could clean up our oceans and rivers. We could get rid of landfills. We could protect wildlife. And imagine this, eating a plastic bottle and turning it into pure energy for your body. So here's what that would look like. A time lapse of a landfill disappearing. An ocean animal swimming free from plastic. Kids playing in a park that's no longer polluted. And here's a funny animation of a man eating a bottle and then glowing with energy. Here's a list of all the things that would happen if humans could digest plastic. Pollution goes down, oceans get cleaner, wildlife is safer, and we get an energy boost. Scientists just found a way to digest plastic, but there are some problems. Don't click this if you don't want to see a bunch of hazard signs. Okay, you've been warned. But of course, the story isn't that simple. There are some serious downsides to this new technology. For starters, digesting plastic could release toxic chemicals into our bodies. We don't know exactly what would happen, but it could lead to cancer, organ damage, or even genetic problems. People might also become careless and use even more plastic, knowing that it's safe to digest. If the process went wrong, it could create a new global health disaster. Let's think of something else. Can we just agree that plastic is bad for the environment and for us? It doesn't matter who you are or where you live. We all need to take care of the planet. Otherwise, we'll all end up in a pile of toxic waste together. Did we just create the world's first self-destruct mechanism for plastic pollution? So today, scientists have already discovered some bacteria and enzymes that can break down plastic, for example, Ideonella sakaiensis. The problem is, the process is very slow, expensive, and only works on certain types of plastics. For humans, this is still science fiction, but biotechnology is advancing fast, and the idea may not be impossible forever. So here's how it works. This bacteria was discovered in a Japanese recycling facility. It feeds on plastic and then uses its superpowered enzymes to break it down into its basic components. Those components can then be used by other bacteria to make new plastic, which can then be recycled over and over again. This process isn't perfect. It doesn't work on all plastics, and it's really slow. But the idea is getting closer and closer to being commercially viable. And that means that one day soon, we might be able to get rid of plastic pollution once and for all. So if humans could digest plastic, the future would be full of both opportunities and dangers. On one side, we could finally solve one of the world's biggest pollution problems. On the other, we would face serious ethical and health questions. Would it be safe? Would it be natural? And should we even allow it? Split screen, clean future city versus polluted city. People debating in a meeting. Question marks floating in animation. On-screen text, safe, natural, ethical. What if humans could eat plastic? For now, we can't. And maybe that's a good thing. Until science figures out a way to make it safe for us to do so, the best option is to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Because even without superpowers, we already have the power to protect our planet. So many of us are guilty of using single-use plastics every day, but there are easy swaps we can make to help the environment. Say no to plastic straws and use a reusable one instead. Choose to buy products with less packaging or use a refill station. And when you do need to buy something new, make sure it's made from recycled materials. It might not make a huge difference to you personally, but on a larger scale, it can really help the Earth. So what do you think? Should humans one day be able to eat plastic? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more what-if stories.